life, the bright lights, the type the crowd likes. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
Magic at Cavaliers, NBA shot clock as we open the first round of the playoffs. A great time of the year, the first official play, under 207.5. This is the fifth matchup of the year between these opponents. Two words we love, data abundant. These teams, crazily enough, are 3-1 to the over this year, finding 3 games in which these teams shot lights out of the gym. The only time they didn't shoot over 50% from the field this year, it was December 11th, and it was 104-94 Orlando. This is the playoffs. This is low-scoring basketball. These teams want to play an incredibly slow pace and bring physicality with top defensive ratings, and the referees should aid that, as playoff basketball historically is called in a completely different environment versus the regular season. You should see a ton of physicality, and these shooting numbers plummet for two teams that do not score the basketball particularly well. The lines in those previous 3 games were 225, 225.5, and 214.5, and now this comes down to 209.5. It is the first game of the playoffs, 1 o'clock, Saturday, April 20th. Take the under at 207.5, and let's cash this ticket.
Suns at Wolves, junior round back with NBA shot clock on this Friday, April 19th with another free pick. We're rocking with Minnesota -1 at home. Getting the better team on a short number. I'm always going to take that, even with the context of Minnesota being 0-3 against the Suns. I did my due diligence as a capper. I went back and watched all 3 games. I just watched them in the last 48 hours. I'm going to tell you right now, Minnesota can play much better, and Phoenix is not doing anything special. So what Phoenix has done to disrupt Minnesota is blitz Anthony Edwards basically as soon as he touches the ball, which makes him have to make a quick decision. Playmaking is not the strength of his game. I think that as the years go on, he's only, 22 years old, he will be one of the elite 5 best players in the league. But right now, that part of his game, the making quick decisions and making others better, that's still something, that's a work in progress. And Phoenix have recognized that, and they've made him very uncomfortable. Just think about the fact that Anthony Edwards, in 3 games against the Suns, has a total of 43 points. He's averaging 14 points a game. He can score that much in 1 game against the Suns. So I just think that you're going to get a better Anthony Edwards, a focused Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards who's going to go back and watch game film and see the mistakes he's made against the Suns during the regular season, and he's going to correct course. Getting Cat back in the lineup is going to inject some much-needed offense. I think their defense is going to carry. It's been elite since the beginning of the season. The Suns, on the flip side, are being smart, and they're exploiting the type of coverage that the Wolves use. The Wolves play drop coverage in pick and roll, especially if it's Rudy Gobert. He does the exact same thing as Joker. They play drop coverage, which means when their man sets the pick, they drop closer to the free throw line to protect the paint, which gives up threes. So if you run pick and pop, you'll destroy drop coverage. If you shoot medium range jumpers, you'll destroy drop coverage. Who are the best medium range jump shooters in the NBA? Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. And that's why the Suns have been able to find success. However, the Wolves have been without Cat for an extended period of time. They've been without Gobert during that Cat absence for a little bit of time. And they were able to play these five-man lineups where everybody's small to the point where one game I watched, Anthony Edwards jumped center. So the Wolves have a lineup flexibility that they did not have before when they were playing the Suns, and I think you're going to see some of that here in the playoffs. I think you're going to get a much better effort from the Wolves. I think their crowd is going to be rocking because playoff basketball is not something that comes to Minnesota a lot. Give me the better team on a short line at home. I'm not sure they win the series, but this specific game, they're not losing 4 times in a row to the same team. Give me the Wolves -1. Let's cash another ticket, y'all.
Mavericks at Clippers, Sunday, April 21st. 2024, the opening game of a big-time first-round series. Two top officials in this game, Dallas first quarter money line and Dallas first half money line. The tip time of this game is crucial to this handicap, as this is a 12:30 tip on the West Coast. The Clippers this year have had 12 unique home games, early tip times in their home gym on a weekend, and they are 1-11 ATS in the first quarter in this spot, 2-10 ATS in the first half. This has to be group psychology. These players, this coach, just don't have a ton of energy when tipping off early on a weekend before finding their momentum in the second half. Dallas is the opposite in this spot. 3-1 ATS first quarter, 4-0 ATS first half, road matinees on a weekend at the West if playing their full roster. This is a double revenge game. The Clippers have gotten the Mavs significantly in the previous two games, 107-88 and 120-111, and motivation will be gigantic for the Mavs to come out and set the tone early to open this series. Two top officials on this Sunday afternoon. It is NBA Shot Clock. Bet the Mavs, first quarter money line and first half money line, and let's cash these tickets.
Philly at New York, Sixers at Knicks. Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Friday, April 19th with another free pick, and we're rocking with the Knicks -3. This cap is pretty simple to me. Joel Embiid doesn't look right. And I don't want to overreact to one game, but he looked stiff. He looked like he didn't want to. He looked like he didn't want to mix it up. He looked like he didn't want to get physical. If you look at the end of that game where he actually saved the day, so props to him, because playoff Embiid is pretty shaky until further notice. He did step up when his team needed him, but go look at that offensive rebound and the three-point play that he got in the fourth quarter. That's literally the only time in that entire game where he got physical. He looked like he was very comfortable standing on the perimeter, shooting jump shots, and just not mixing it up physically. The Knicks love that. You want to talk about a team that's going to bring it physically? The Knicks are going to bring it, and they're going to bring it for 48 minutes. And they're getting their boys back. Hartenstein is healthy. Big man, Mitchell Robinson's healthy. OG Anunoby's healthy. They're getting their guys back at the right time. And a rested Knicks is a dangerous Knicks. The Knicks starters for the last month and a half to 2 months have been playing 40+ minutes a game. And now they've had a week off to get their bodies some rest. Give me the Knicks at home against a shaky Embiid. And let me just be clear about something. If Embiid is 100%, I think the Sixers are a better team because Embiid is one of the 3 best basketball players in the world. But I need to see him healthy. I need to see him look like he looked like last week before he got hurt again. If that's the case, I will be singing a different tune. But I just think in game 1, Madison Square Garden is going to be a madhouse. The Knicks are going to be rested. The Knicks are going to play physical basketball. I just don't think the Sixers want any part of that right now. I might change my mind after game 1, but what I saw against Miami does not lead me to believe that the Sixers are the best version of themselves right now, and that's not going to be good enough to beat this Knicks team. So give me the Knicks at home -3. Let's cash another ticket, y'all.
Pacers at Bucks, Sunday, April 21st, 2024, an official play on NBA Shot Clock. Indiana, money line, -115, 1 unit. This is the 6th time these teams are playing this year within the division. 2 words we will always love: data abundant. Indiana has performed great against the Bucks this year, going 4-1 straight up in ATS, with those wins coming by an average win margin of 8 points per game. We suspect this could get even bigger as Giannis Antetokounmpo is not playing tonight, and Giannis has dominated the Pacers even in those losses, averaging 42.2 points per game this year versus Indiana, with games of 54 and 64 points. The Pacers are well coached, and they know when Giannis comes back, potentially games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, this will tighten up the series, and they need to take advantage of his absence in Game 1 and Game 2. A top official on this Sunday, take the Pacers on the road to start the series with a win. Indiana, money line, -115. Let's dominate.
Lakers at Nuggets. Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Friday, April 19th with another free pick. And we're rocking with the under 223.5 in this game. The cap for me is pretty simple in terms of why I'm taking the under. I went back and looked at Denver's championship run, a run where they went 16-4. They only lost one home game, and that was in the finals against Miami. This is a team on a mission, and I think that losing that game to San Antonio and giving up first place was the wake-up call that they needed heading into the playoffs, because things were a little bit too sweet. And Mike Malone, the one thing about Mike Malone you ain't going to use is the word sweet. He's going to be in their air, he's going to be giving them a hard time, and he's going to be reminding them, y'all gave up first place to a team that barely got to 20 wins. So you think you're going to walk to a championship? You've got another thing coming, especially against a Lakers team who's been getting better and better for the last 2 months straight. A Lakers team who have lost to the Nuggets 8 times in a row. A Lakers team who's probably sick and tired of that narrative. At some point, the Lakers are going to beat these guys. I just don't think it'll be today. But we're taking the under because during that research that I did into the 16-4 championship run for Denver last year, one thing I noticed is their games do not have a lot of possessions. They are purposely playing at a very slow pace for the simple fact that their offense is just more efficient than yours. So if the more possessions you get, the more you even out the odds between you and them. And I think that that's what they're going to do to the Lakers, because the Lakers are a team that's trying to run and run some more. They're top 5 in the league in pace. I believe they're number 2 in fast break opportunities. And they're very efficient on the fast break. Denver's not going to have any of that. And that's why I'm taking the under 223. Of the 20 playoff games they played last year, I believe 16 of them had less than 100 possessions. I promise you that tonight, you're going to see less than 100 possessions. They're not going to let the Lakers get out and run. They're going to force them to beat them in the half court. I just don't think the Lakers can do that. So give me the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers to combine for less than 223.5. Let's cash another ticket, y'all.